Updating tonight's top stories. Parliament passes a motion expressing regret at Pritam Singh's conduct, deeming him unsuitable for leader of the opposition. Pritam Singh, along with all the Workers' Party MPs, have rejected key resolutions of the motion, with Mr. Singh saying his conscience is clear. And for more, we're joined by Associate Professor Eugene Tan from the SMU School of Law. Prof Tan, great to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we saw earlier that the vote was backed by all the PAP MPs and also rejected by all the WP MPs present. All 11 of them stood up to express dissent. What do you think this signals about the state of parliamentary contestation?
Well, Angela, we shouldn't be surprised at that particular voting outcome. I think you have only two parties in Parliament, and in this instance, you have the Workers' Party, under siege, and I don't think, it's something that they would easily give in. So the outcome, of the debate, or the debate itself and the outcome, I think most of us would not be surprised. I think, we can expect that sort of contestation, to continue, when Parliament continues for the rest of this term. But I think it does suggest that we can expect this keen contestation to continue, right? But this is a matter that would hit the Workers' Party very, very grievously, and so I think their response was, to me, not at all surprising.
Yeah, and speaking of their response, the Workers' Party described the motion as party politicking, and the PAP, of course, couching it as an issue of trust in Parliament. So do you think these competing narratives actually start to reveal quite a deep divide in the way both parties perceive the role of Parliament?
I don't think it points to any divide. I think here, you have, a situation in which, both parties recognize that being in Parliament carries with it heavy responsibilities. Both parties would want to continue to ensure that the support for their parties, would be maintained, if not improved. And so painting the debate, in partisan terms, I think certainly would help the Workers' Party to continue its narrative. But I think the issue of, given the court finding, that the leader of opposition, Pritam Singh, had lied, to the Committee of Privileges, I think, it's a bit hard to say that that's politicking, that's partisan attack, on the Workers' Party, because here we are trying to, at least I think where the leader of the House was coming from, the need to maintain the integrity and standing of Parliament, right? And so if we have, like many other legislatures around the world, where telling lies is par for the course, then I think Parliament as an institution would become debased. So I'm not surprised at these characterizations, but I think to the fair-minded Singaporean, I think they would argue that the issue of integrity and honesty and accountability, is something that is vital for Singapore's public institutions.
Now, I want to zoom in a bit on the role of NMPs here. So all the nominated members of Parliament supported the motion. Is this surprising to you? And what does this suggest about the role of NMPs in politically sensitive debates?
Well, in a way, I've been in that position as a former nominated member of Parliament. I think I would say that here, the three NMPs who spoke, I think they certainly sought to be non-partisan, right? They spoke of the principles in which they were guided by, explained why they took a certain position. And I think when we look at, the way the House sort of voted, if I can put it that way, because, the PAP MPs voted in favour of the motion. That's not surprising. The W MPs, didn't support the motion, dissented. That's again not surprising. And so I think, when we look at how the NMPs voted, I think it does suggest that they believe, in the importance of the motion, that it was important for Parliament, to continue to be seen as an institution, that could be trusted. That it is not an institution where lies are something that could be spouted by MPs. So I would say that the NMPs in political sensitive matters, do have a role to play, because I think, they very often reflect, putting aside the partisan views, where actually the middle ground stands, looking at the issues.
Yeah. Well, something interesting that's come up as well is that the Workers' Party lifted its party whip for this vote, but the PAP did not. What do you make of this contrast?
Angela, the ruling party seldom lifts the party whip, right? As the party in government, they have to prevail in motions, in bills and all. So it's not exceptional, that they did not lift the whip. I think for the Workers' Party, they have always taken the view that, we give our MPs, the autonomy, the freedom to speak their views. But I think, again, it shouldn't surprise us, that a Workers' Party MP would support the motion. So I, would look at the lifting of the whip, by the Workers' Party as, leaning towards being performative.
Now, a big question up next is that if the Prime Minister decides to remove Mr. Pritam Singh as the leader of the opposition, what would be the next immediate consequences? Do you see that it will affect his role as well within the Workers' Party, his position as Secgen?
Well, looking at how the Workers' Party MP closed ranks, right, threw in full support for their Secretary General, Mr. Pritam Singh, I don't think today's debate, would have shifted, the Workers' Party MPs, view of their leader. It may affect how the cadres, the Workers' Party cadres, the senior members of the party, they might look at it quite differently. And we all know that there's been a requisition, for the equivalent of an extraordinary general meeting of the Workers' Party, a special cadre members conference that will take place, after the disciplinary inquiry has been conducted on Pritam Singh. So I think here, we'll have to see how it all pans out, but I think Pritam Singh's position within the party is fairly secure for now, looking at how the WP MPs rallied behind him.
Prof Tan, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today. I've been speaking with Associate Professor Eugene Tan from the SMU School of Law.